So there I was, my friends, enjoying a lovely Sunday afternoon. A Sunday afternoon much like any other. I'd just gotten back from a nice time out with my family, sat down at the old computer and said, do I want to play a little D2? Maybe, maybe not. But I end up logging on, I check Tradery, accept a few offers on a few items, and proceed to accomplish a few mundane real-world tasks while I wait for my trade partners to show up. Bing, bang, boom, multitasking, getting stuff done, IRL and in-game at the same time. I run out of mundane tasks to accomplish by the time all of my trades, save one, have been completed. There is a lone, recalcitrant trader who has not yet showed up. So I did what anybody would do while on Diablo 2 Resurrected and waiting for a trade. I typed MF into the search bar, found myself a nice high party count game that hasn't been going on for too long, and jumped right in. Not really paying attention yet. Still half distracted by all the trades I was doing. I just go on autopilot. Head over to Travancore in the hope that nobody has taken it yet. Without even thinking, I zoom from the waypoint, headed for the council, and right about here I'm stopped by two lone hierophants. Kinda like those two that we just killed there. How rude, right? How dare you stand in my way on the way to the council? But out popped a couple of things, one white and one orange. Pardon me, it was not a white thing, it was a blue thing, to be exact. I just looked back at the screenshot. A blue ring, to be even more exact. And that is a very little consequence compared to the orange thing. It was a bear rune. Now, again, I was kind of not really warmed up yet, not really paying attention yet, half distracted, wasn't even really sure I was going to be playing at all. And it took me a minute. My jaw absolutely hit the floor when I realized what it was I was looking at. Now, I've been playing D2 Resurrected for about 9 months. For roughly half of that 9 months, I've been playing seriously and on ladder as opposed to solo self-found offline playthroughs or more casual story-driven type of stuff. And in that time, as well as the time that I played Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction as a kid, I have never found a bear rune, nothing even close as far as runes are concerned. As a kid back in the day, I can guarantee that I never found any high runes, or if I did, I didn't even know what they were and how valuable they might be. In fact, I'm very confident that I had never even built a character that was capable of soloing hell. Since I've been playing online and on the ladder these last few months, I have done much better in terms of finding high runes. The most valuable rune I've found is low. I've found that twice. And the rarest rune I found, before this of course, was Cham. Rarer than low, but not as valuable on most stages of the ladder. So needless to say, finding this bear was totally astonishing, very hype, very exciting, very cool. If you've been following my content, you'll know that I found things that are worth bear or more, gambled a couple of them during the holiday event that recently passed. I actually, with one of the recent videos on this channel with this very character, found a Crown of Ages that I managed to trade for bear. But none of those finds, as hype as they were, compared to just running mindlessly into Travancore for the first of what would presumably be many runs, hacking down the first white mob that stands in your way, and seeing this bear rune pop out. Now you may be wondering what I plan to spend it on. Well, that's a trick question because it is already spent. The bear that we're looking at here came from the sale of a 13 ED Ethereal Archon plate that I found. The bear that I found featured in this Storytime video is already been spent on a 397 damage grief. Had I been feeling froggy, I could have, with a little bit of patience, broken up the bear into 3 lows and probably a vex, which would be enough to roll 3 griefs of my own, including the other component pieces beyond low. That said, I've already rolled grief twice, both on this channel, and thought it was safer and smarter just to buy one with a very, very high damage roll. This grief I was able to obtain has 3 points off of perfect to the flat damage boost, which is by far the best and most important roll, at least for a zealot, and indeed has nice secondary mods like 14 out of a maximum 15 life after kill, and 24 out of a maximum 25, minus to enemy poison res, which is just for show. It does have the minimum of 30% increased attack speed, but just using a grief alone, the lowest possible roll in conjunction with our level 27 fanaticism aura has us already overcapped on increased attack speed before you even consider the additional value given by something like laying of hands. Cool story, I know. Cool story, Grim, compelling and rich, but let's give you a little action here at the end of the video, show you the brand new grief in action. You do just kind of melt stuff like a knife through butter, you know? It's really, really nice. Just a super high quality of life. The increased damage is very noteworthy and noticeable, especially when you're fighting bosses. We get a unique Colossus crossbow for our trouble, a nice Hellrack. 2 very low rolls compounding the problem of an already undesirable item means that on to the ground it goes. I guess you can't get a bear rune on every Travancore run now, can you? But that was my story. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you find a bear rune in the very near future, too. There have been people who've been playing this game for 20 years who've never done so, and there are people who have probably found dozens, if not hundreds. Maybe hundreds is a little bit of an exaggeration unless you're botting. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. As always for these videos, more Zealot Paladin content on this latter season to come, and happy hunting out there.